Alright, in this video I'm going to show you guys why waypoint scouting is actually worse than just telling your scout to manually go somewhere and then continue retasking it manually. The real reason for this, or the main reason I would say, is that if you waypoint scout, it takes you like 5 to 10 seconds to set up all the flags, and then your scout goes on that path, and then if you want to change his path for whatever reason, you missed the spot or the enemy scout is here, you have to redo that whole 10-second flag shenanigans thing again, and that's 10 seconds where you can't tab to your TC to make sure TC isn't idle, which is very important in Dark Age. Whereas the other way, which you manually tell your scout to go somewhere, you can just tell them to, with one click, where to go, then tab back to your TC, make sure nothing's going wrong, make sure you're making villagers, and then simply go back to your scout a few seconds later and task him to go somewhere else again. This might be hard to do at first, but it's building good habits, and that's the important part. Also, waypoint scouting is simply slower. Like if you take a look at the scout here, I'm going to do a little race here. Waypoint scouting it's not a huge deal, but it's slightly slower. So if you want to talk about efficiency, let me waypoint this guy. I'm going to show an extreme example where he's got a lot of waypoints. And then as soon as he turns around, I'm going to run this guy. There you go. That's about even. Every time there's a little flag, he's going to stutter step. He's going to slow down. So it's going to be like a fraction slower than the non-waypointed guy. And again, look how long it took me to set up those flags. In a real game, it's like 10 seconds where you're not looking back to the TC. So it's not the end of the world. I obviously exaggerated it in the video, in the guest the ELO video about waypoint scouting, but it does matter. You shouldn't scout with the waypoint. It's better to scout without it, and it's building good habits that's the key. Even though it might seem slower at first, if you're a newer player, it actually is the best way to do it if you can actually get used to it. And it also lets you tab back to your TC more often, which is a really good habit too. That's it for now. See ya.